Hello gardening friends, welcome to Backyard Basics. I'm John Dromgoole. You know, we like to repurpose things just for the fun of it in our landscapes. I've seen many folks around town with some beautiful little items that they've chosen. It's a lot of fun to find something and all of a sudden realize, maybe I can use that in my garden. This little hanging basket right here was the top of a mushroom, an ornamental mushroom, and it broke off and they were welded. So I looked at it and thought, gosh, that's a nice little hanging basket. So in a shady area, a little bit of impatience in there, and you've got yourself a real nice hanging basket. Sometimes you have to drill a little hole and put the wires on there, but that's about it. Right next to it is one of my wife's boots, and I have to get it home real soon before she finds out that I planted it up. But a little boot like this, little Western boot, is great in the Western style garden, and they're easy to plant up. Put a little good potting soil in there that will drain well, and you've got yourself a good-looking boot. That little agave in there is one of those squid agaves that can take a bunch of shade. So I incorporated that in there too. There's some other things that you might find out in the garden. One of them is broken pots. You might all of a sudden find a pot blew over in one of these windy days and it cracked in half. And so they can be used for frogs. You put them out and hide them in the garden and you've got yourself a little frog house down there. Or you can put a plant in it and have the plant cascade out of it, and that looks really nice too. And there's some bigger pots that break and they're just as pretty as can be, especially the colorful ones that are out in the garden. Now, we use sheet metal when we find it. You can find it at some places that they're doing construction and they're taking down a building, and you can buy a piece of the roof. I find them that way. Just keep my eyes open. And I'll take this rusty metal and shape it, and I can bend it into a nice form. I can make a nice round bed. It's a beautiful bed when you make these little metal beds. They're really, really attractive. And you fill it with some granite or a good growing medium, and you go ahead and plant it up or use it for displays. Plus, you can cut these in different heights so that you have this multi-level garden going out there. Whether it can be straight or in a circle, they're really nice, good-looking little gardens. Or you can make gates out of them too. It makes a beautiful gate. These spoons, these old spoons, can be repurposed also as plant markers. I'd like to use them out in the herb garden and go ahead and put some of the different herb names on there so we can help to identify them. This little device was designed to be in front of a fireplace in the off-season, and you can put candles on it or some other decorative item. Well, when I saw it, I thought it was a great place to put my Hectias and Dichias out there. And so they look really nice this way. It makes a good display instead of everything being flat. It works very nicely to raise things so I can see them better. And these plants, when they're in bloom, they're powerful little bloomers and with great fragrance. That's why I like the height on them. And then finally, I found out that one of these little hanging aluminum lights was broken, and I turned it upside down and made a hanging basket out of it. And I planted a Hoya in there. It didn't need a lot of water, and it does drain very well where the wires went into the bottom. And so that makes a great little hanging basket also. I know there's a million ideas out there. Many of you have just beautiful landscapes using these recycled items of sorts. And so if you're looking for some other ornaments in your garden, you might find them out behind the garage or at your favorite antique store. For Backyard Basics, I'm John Dromgoole. I'll see you next time.